Thank you for joining me in today's 1 hour decluttering marathon. I put this together for anyone who needs a little extra help and motivation just to get started. Because let's be honest, that's always the hardest part. If you've been putting something off, big or small, this is your sign to tackle it with me. Cleaning and decluttering alongside a friend is so motivating. Whenever I'm working on a project, I love watching my YouTube friends do the same. It helps me to get going. So today, let me be that friend for you. Even if all you get done is decluttering a single drawer, that is still progress. That's enough. Let's do this together. So today I'm going to be working in my garage, and what I want to do is go through all of these boxes here. These are my decor bins, and then I have some more here that's not in bins, and I believe a little more here. So I need to go through them because I'm hosting Easter and I'm really looking for my Easter decor. At the same time, I want to get rid of things that are no longer needed. Today is going to be a bit of a double duty day, clearing out what I no longer need, reorganizing what I'm keeping, and then trying to create more space in my bins while also pulling pieces that might work in my spring decorating plans. So there's definitely a lot going on, and I have to keep focused, extremely focused. So one good thing about having clear bins is I can see exactly what's in here already. These are organization bins, more organization bins. These are some tiered trays and some of my Easter decor, more organization items. And then some of my Easter decors down here. So be happening. What I'm doing now is just taking things out of the boxes, as I mentioned, figuring out what I'm going to use for my decor. I'm also trying to group similar items together that I am keeping. That way they're all in one bin and not scattered about. The way everything is packed right now, it's very scattered, and I'd have to go through more than one bin to look for specific items that I am needing. While I'm looking through this, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to keep, as I mentioned, but also what I don't want to keep. So there's a lot of different piles going on. One is my decor pile that's going to go into the house. The other is my donation pile, and everything else will be reorganized into its proper bin and put back on the shelf. Sure, I've had lovers in my past. Won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor. If you are in the market for a new perfume or cologne, give me a minute. You have to hear me out. Let me introduce you to Dossier. Dossier is a fragrance brand that recreates iconic designer scents at a fraction of the cost. They use clean ingredients, sustainable packaging, and bring you all the inspired scents that you love at a price you'll love even more. Dossier sent over 2 scents that I am obsessed with. One is inspired by Carolina Herrera-Good Girl, my absolute go-to. The Dossier name of this scent is Fruity Almond, and the other one is inspired by Marc Jacobs Daisy, and this is actually a Christmas gift for my daughter. Each Dossier perfume comes in a full-size 50 ml bottle that's 1.7 ounces with a luxurious magnetic cap. Plus, it also has a scent card that breaks down the notes and the designer it's inspired by, and the best part of all, it's all crafted in France, the world's perfume capital. Lastly, be sure to check out the Dossier website to find your favorite inspired scents. I'll link everything down below so you can shop easily. Dossier is affordable luxury. I absolutely love it, and I know you will too. Let me quickly jump in and remind you that decluttering your home will not happen overnight. It definitely is something you have to do in steps. I have been trying to declutter my home for the last 4 years with a big move in between that. And downsizing was my biggest motivation to declutter. Now I live in a much smaller home, and in order to make this work, I have to be as simple and minimal as possible. Am I there yet? No, I'm not there yet, but I am definitely getting closer and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And so that is what I have been sharing on my channel. Some days I am not motivated. I think in one of these video clips, I'm still in my pajamas, and that is because that is the only way that I could get myself to work on a project that day, was by just staying in my PJs and getting it done. And so I definitely bring you real life content, and sometimes you can probably see it all over my face, but that's okay. And that is enough for me at this time. And I am getting there. I'm getting there. So if you are on a similar journey, join me. Let's be friends.
There's nothing you could do to stop my heart for you. Just keep your head up high. Yeah. Hold your head up high. I know sometimes there are things you don't understand. Broken roads, baby.
I'm going to be using these for the kids' Easter baskets. I'm really glad that I found them. There's 3, so I'll do 2 for the kids and 1 for my husband mainly. So that's really good progress. Of course, I have bins here with stuff that I'm going to be using to get decorated. This is just basically all of my Easter stuff. I don't have any other decor other than that. And this here is stuff to get rid of. These are extra bins, and those I'm going to keep. I'm not sure if I want to put them into a bin because I feel like the bin conceals them, and then when I'm looking for something, it's not easily accessible. That's Christmas stuff, so that needs to go in a different location. Those are 2 extra bins that are empty. I'm unsure what to do with these. I really like them, but I just need to find a place for them. Maybe I'll use them in my bathroom. I need some more space in the bathroom, so we'll see. But I don't want to get rid of these just yet. So these are fridge bins that I've never used, and I really need to organize my fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out. That way I can do that also. On this day, I honestly had to really push myself to get started. I was feeling super unmotivated and so tired. I'm pretty sure my iron is low, but I showed up anyways, and somewhere along the way, I started to find my rhythm. I made this huge DIY home sign for my dining area in Arizona, and it's been sitting here, and I think I'm just going to hang it in my living room. I don't know if it's my style anymore, but I'm going to test it out. So I'll go ahead and put a new O. I made the O's interchangeable for the seasons, and since I found this here, it's kind of springish, I'll go ahead and put that there and see how I like it. I think it's pretty simple to hang It's falling over. Ah! It has picture wire back here, so I'm pretty sure it'll be easy to hang. So I'm definitely going to try that out today. In this corner here, my husband stashed away some of my items, and I would have never, ever known they were there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those out and put them in a better place.
Don't speak, there's no need for you talking. Calling the highest sky. I ain't got the urge to leave. Come stay a little while. I've grown tired of wasting others. Hold off, steer me right. Ongoing, dried out silhouettes.
I'm glad I'm organizing this because I needed to look for our paints. I'm going to be painting some eggs with the kids, so now I know where it is. I'm now going to be moving into the house and just putting to use some of the things that I brought in. First, I wanted to hang this home sign. I haven't had anything up on the wall in quite some time. I would love to put a nice big piece of artwork there, but I'm not ready for that. So in the meantime, I'm going to hang my home sign, and I'm just eyeballing everything. That is the way I do things here. Luckily, I hung it exactly the way I wanted it. Let's go ahead and move on to my mantle. I have not decorated my mantle since Christmas. I have a couple of items piled on here for this specific reason to get decorated for Easter. I've been extremely intentional with the decor that I've been bringing into my home since I've moved. And so I'll be reusing a lot of the decor that I purchased for Easter, and I still absolutely love it. I would repurchase it again and again. There were only 4 new items that I purchased, and I actually bought them at Walgreens, so it did not break the bank. I purchased these 2 little bunny canisters, and I thought I would put some candy inside for the kids. I am not putting candy in their Easter baskets, so this is as good as it was going to get for them. I also purchased these ceramic eggs, and they are so pretty. They even light up, and I'm really loving the pastel pink color. It matches perfectly with these vintage prints that I printed out on my own last year. I had seen some in stores, but they were a little too expensive, and so here they are. I printed them out and just framed them, and it's 2 bunnies. One's a boy, one's a girl, and of course they're supposed to represent my children, and they have a little bit of pink in their ears that match the egg. And so I'm going to go ahead and start decorating. I really don't have a plan. I'm just going to go with what I'm feeling and just let it all happen. Now moving into my dining room, and I have been loving creating tablescapes for the holidays and for the kids' birthdays. So I'm going to do that for Easter as well. It's just going to be a lot smaller than the others that I've been creating. I wish I had a table runner. I don't have a table runner. More than sure that I'm not going to go out and buy one, so I just tried to be creative with whatever I had, and you will see in just a little bit what it is I came up with. Initially, I was just going to put them out on the table like this, and that would have looked fine also, but I felt like they needed their own space. So shortly here, you will see what it is I came up with. I'm now going to start putting candy into these little canisters. I think they are so cute. As I mentioned, this is all the candy that my kids are going to get, aside from all the sweet treats that grandma's bringing over. And I'll also be making cupcakes, but I felt like this was a perfect way to just let the kids have a little bit of candy, and it looks really festive. I also thought instead of putting candy in this, you can definitely put some type of candle in there. And by candle, I mean, you know, the battery operated candles, and that would also make a really cute statement. So I ended up putting these placemats underneath the eggs just to kind of give it its space and just help it pop a little bit on this table. It was just getting kind of washed away with all the gray, but I feel like this looks a lot better. What do you think? I always try to decorate the kids' bathroom a little bit, whether it's for the holidays or for the season. And so I had some extra bunnies that I didn't use in my living area, and I decided to put them here in their bathroom. I was still using the Christmas soap dispenser, and Christmas is gone. So I found this soap dispenser in the garage when I was looking through all of the bins. I figured it was the perfect time to switch it out. So this is what everything is looking like. My new home sign is out, the mantle is decorated, the table is decorated, and the kids' bathroom is also decorated. So I definitely feel extremely accomplished today. As I mentioned, I was on the struggle bus when I started this video, so I'm really proud of myself for getting this done. I promise all I wanted to do was lay in bed and catch some Z's. But my home is in a much better place. It's nice and festive and ready for Easter. And welcome to SheWolfMom. I'm Erika. This video is a continuation of my big kitchen declutter. I posted that video a couple of weeks ago, and I'll go ahead and link that down below in case you want to get caught up with my new series, Cluttered to Clean. So this is actually episode 2. In this video, I'm going to be working on clearing off my countertops and creating designated spaces for things that I need to leave out on the counter. I am not the type of person that likes to have a lot on her counter, but when you're living in a smaller home, sometimes this is something that you just cannot avoid. I'm also going to be deep cleaning the outside of my cabinets because it was definitely time. The first change I'm going to make is removing my lamp, but I'm going to be switching the lamp out with these LED nightlights. These nightlights have a dusk to dawn sensor. You can also adjust the brightness. They simply plug into the wall. They take no space on my counter, and I absolutely love the way they look at night. They highlight the cabinets really nicely. I'm just really happy with them overall. I found them over on Amazon. As I mentioned, this is not sponsored. I will link them down below in case you are looking for something similar. I did purchase a few new items for the kitchen, and believe me, these were very intentional purchases. As I mentioned, I want to create spaces in the kitchen. If I'm going to have something out on the counter, I don't want it to look like it's just thrown and jumbled everywhere. And so that is the reason why I purchased these particular pieces, and later on in the video, I will be styling them with you. It's time to start cleaning off these cabinets, and I'm going to be using a three-step process. I will be using a dry microfiber cloth to take off all the dirt and dust that has collected on them. I will be using the Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface concentrate. I believe the scent is basil. I've had this for a while now. I'll also be using a different microfiber cloth and a toothbrush. Once I am done cleaning the cabinet, I take a third microfiber cloth, which is dry, and I dry off the cabinet immediately. I got a really interesting comment that I wanted to share with you all, and I wanted to talk about it out loud because I feel like there can be a lot of assumptions about my spending habits or my buying habits, and I really wanted to set that straight. The comment is, what is the point of all the clearing out if you just go out on a limb and buy things without thinking? Now, I think anyone who has watched my channel long enough since my move from Arizona will know that I am not somebody who is constantly coming on here and sharing hauls and sharing things that I'm buying. I'm not decorating my home. I'm not doing any of that. So it's kind of hard for me to understand where that assumption is coming from. Everything that I have in my home, I've already owned. I once upon a time was someone who would buy things without thinking, but that's because my house was larger and I had space for it. In this house, I am a lot more intentional. If you see me buy anything, it's usually just organization items that I'm using to try and make this space work. My house in Arizona was a lot larger at 2,800 square feet. I just had a lot more space to play with. This house is 1,200 square feet. I have no extra space to play with. I cannot be bringing things in. As a matter of fact, if somebody comes over and they leave their dishes here or they leave any items here, I am sure to give them back to them right away because I just do not have extra space to house items that are not mine. Becoming a minimalist does not happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of intention. So I guarantee you, in order for this living situation to work, I am being intentional, and I hope that some of you can see that. Let's go ahead and start styling some of the items that I bought. I usually keep oil out here on the counter. It's just easier access for me. I don't have to run to the pantry and get it. I was watching a video from Ashley from Till Vacuum Do Us Part, and she talked about creating spaces using these little marble slabs that you can buy at Marshall's or at Ross, very inexpensive. I thought it would make a fabulous addition in my kitchen, especially since my counters are a little old and dingy. It'll give me something nice to look at. The next thing I'm going to do is clear off my fridge, and I know this has been an eyesore for some of you for quite a while. Believe me, I felt the same, but there was something inside my mommy heart that needed to have this out on the fridge just for a little bit longer. Mikey and Ileana aren't little kids anymore, and they're not going to be bringing home any of this cute artwork. And so most of my mom life, I did not want my fridge cluttered with papers. Papers being their artwork from school, things that they were proud of drawing. I really stuck to my guns when it came to that, and it's something that I completely regret, and that is why I had my fridge just cluttered with their artwork. I wanted to use this board here specifically in this area of my kitchen, and I wanted to style it with my cookbooks, some of my cookbooks that I have. My sister and her husband gave me these for Christmas, and they are Hearth and Hand, and they also gave me this candle to go along with it, which is really nice. So thank you, Cindy and Caesar, for that. And then this came on the basket too. So I was thinking of using those here in the kitchen. I'm not sure if I want to put these on my stove because I don't want them to get dirty. I don't want them to be used, even though that is what they are for. So I wanted to put some cookbooks here, and I do have some Magnolia cookbooks, which would look really nice out on the counter because they're nice and bright. But I want to do something that is more me. And so I love this cooking show, Patty's Mexican Table, and I have two of her cookbooks. And so I figured that I would just do something that's just me and not something that everyone else is doing. So I know these colors are a little vibrant, but I thought that they go really well with this and this here. So I actually just texted one of my friends that does a lot of decorating on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and I asked her, how do I decorate cookbooks in a kitchen? So let's see what she recommends to me, but I am clueless. My channel is not about decorating. I'll get to that one day, but not anytime soon. So let's see what I come up with here. It is now 2:30 p.m. and of course I'm not going to get to finish my project on this day. It's time to pick the kids up from school. There's still some work to be done, so I'll have to resume on a different day. It's now a few days later and I went to Marshall's and bought a couple of things to organize. As you all know, I have to use the top of my fridge, and this is what it's looking like right now. I do have two baskets up there, but they do not match, and I wanted something that was a little higher to conceal whatever it is I'm putting inside of the basket. So I bought these. I didn't want to break the bank, and these are only $12.99 for two of them, so I thought that was a decent deal. And then I bought a couple of other things. That's Ileana's. I needed some new sink strainers, and so I went ahead and bought these, and they were $4.99. I thought I'd invest in some cleaning brushes, that way I don't have to use the toothbrush. And this was $3.99. And then I'm going to be switching out my measuring spoons because I have random ones spread out everywhere. And I got these heart spoons, and I want to get some heart measuring cups and kind of have a little heart theme because everything is made with love in the kitchen. And so that is everything that I bought at Marshall's. This was incredibly dusty. If you have not cleaned the top of your fridge, this is your friendly reminder. And this is what I have been storing on top of my fridge, and it's basically all of my wellness products, my vitamins and proteins for smoothies. You might be wondering why I'm not putting all of this into my cabinets now that I have a lot more extra space. I really want to keep the inside of my cabinets as empty as possible. Seeing empty spaces makes me feel a lot less anxious, a lot less flustered with my living situation, and so I want to keep those spaces as empty as possible. My husband will be adding some cabinetry to the top of the fridge, and so all of this will eventually be tucked away. I am organizing these baskets very simply. One is going to be for our smoothies, anything pertaining to that, and then the second basket will be all of our supplements. We are coming to the end of this video, and I am so happy with the way that this project turned out. My kitchen feels so much cleaner. It is a lot more organized, and I just feel like I am headed in the right direction. I really hope that you got some motivation to clean, declutter, and organize an area in your home. Remember, you can always start really small. You don't have to start with those big declutter projects. Everything comes together at the end, so don't be afraid to get started. If you need a friend to clean with, you can always pop on one of my videos or playlists and we can get this done together. Hello friends, I am outside of my house right now. We are going to jump straight into today's video. I need to get into our storage sheds because the project that I want to work on today requires a piece of furniture that is inside of these sheds. It is very windy where I live, and so I'm afraid if I put my camera down to record that it's going to get knocked over by the wind. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, put my camera away, and then resume inside of the house. So let's go ahead and get into the storage shed. This is the storage shed that I need to get into. I do have 3 storage sheds on the side of my house, and they're half storage sheds, so they're not very big. But what I want to get out of here is this here. It's a piece of furniture that I brought back with me from Arizona. I have a plan for it now. And I didn't have a plan for it for 2 years, but I do now. So I need to get everything out of the way. My husband's home, but he's in meetings today. So as soon as I have everything moved and situated, I'll call him out so he can help me carry it inside of the house. Hopefully I can get this done pretty quickly. Like I said, I'm going to turn my camera off just because I don't want it to get knocked over, and it is a newer camera. I'm going to go ahead and just play it safe and turn it off and do this off camera. I have everything taken out from around this piece of furniture. If you're someone who's been around for a while, you may remember this from my Arizona house. But this is it right here. And I had to be very selective with what I brought back with me because this house is just so tiny. And this is actually a piece that I purchased at Goodwill, and I repainted it myself. It is an Ethan Allen piece of furniture, which I really do love it. I probably want to repaint it again. Just because when I painted this, I was barely starting to learn how to DIY and repaint furniture, and I'm much better at it now. So this is everything that I took out. Our shop vac, a buggy, lamps that we are not using at the moment. These are Tiffany lamps, and that's why we hold on to them. A table for parties. This box here is paint to paint countertops, and I was supposed to use that to paint the counters in our rental home, but I didn't get to it, so we still have it here. Sometimes I feel like I want to paint my counters with that paint, but at the same time I feel like that would just prolong me from getting new counters, because the freshly painted counters will be good enough for a while, and I just don't want to settle. I need new counters. So I'm going to wait until my husband gets out of his meeting, and then we will take this in and I will start doing all the rearranging. I have a lot of plans for this. There's a lot of space inside. Let me show you. There's just, you know, a ton of space inside of this. There we go. That I really need. So hopefully I can make better use of my space inside the kitchen and put a couple of items in here. So there we go. I got this in. It was extremely heavy. Something interesting is that this style matches the style of my end tables that I bought when I moved here. This is what the area is looking like right now, and I kind of decorated it for Christmas as a cocoa bar, but I am so ready to take this down. I kind of left this up a little bit longer in anticipation of switching it out for this video. I bought this bar cart on Black Friday, I want to say in 2023, and although I do love it, I feel like it's not quite my style, but I could not return it. I actually got a really good deal on it. Right now it's selling on walmart.com for $165, and I got it for $40, so that was just an amazing deal. It was a good way to experiment with using this space. When I lived in this home years back, I never put anything along the wall, and I felt like this was just a huge wall of nothingness. So I really feel like putting a piece of furniture here helps to break up the space just a little bit. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using a furniture piece that I owned back in Arizona. I bought it at Goodwill. When I bought it, it was not in good condition. Somebody had already painted it, and so I went through and I painted it white to kind of save this piece of furniture, because I do have a video on redoing this, and I'll insert some clips here. It was not painted nicely at all. I really wish that I could have left this in its original form, because believe it or not, this piece is worth some money. After doing a quick search on Google, I found that a website was selling this piece in its original state for $1,500, which it is a really beautiful piece of furniture. Of course, it is messed up now because it is painted over, but I promise you, I did not do the damage. I just tried to fix it. In case you are interested, because I was interested myself, I had to go back and check, but I bought this buffet for $30. Now that I've found what I think is the perfect spot for this buffet, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good wipe down. It's been in storage for 2 years now, and I have to say I'm so glad that I decided to bring this one along with me. My coffee bar in my prior home was really large. I really would have loved to have brought that one with me, but I knew that it was not going to fit in this home. It was something that I bought on OfferUp, and I will share a clip of that with you here. It feels really good to have a piece of my past with me, even if it's through a piece of furniture. Call me weird, it's okay, but I'm also proud that this change cost me nothing at all. I am going to be using my buffet to help free up space in the kitchen. The first drawer that I wanted to attack was this one here, and this is where I keep tea and other miscellaneous items. The tea is coming out, it's going to go into the buffet. I'm also going to be freeing up this top shelf in my spice rack. I've been keeping coffee, matcha, creamer, things like that. Anything belonging to the coffee family is here, and that's also going to be going into the buffet.
Baby, don't know what to say, but something in it drives me crazy. I know it shows, so tell me, when you lay alone in your bed, do you still dream of me? I think it shows, without thinking alone. Every second without you.
I can't tell you how excited I am to finally be getting this project done. I've had it on my mind for quite some time now. But of course, there was other things that I needed to get done before I made my way here. Now that the major part of my decluttering is done, and that was emptying out and decluttering my moving boxes as well as clearing out the garage, those things really infiltrated my mind and did not allow me to think of things like this. So now that that is behind me, I'm able to think a little more clearly, and so I feel like this here is just proof that I'm in a different stage of decluttering and organizing, and it is a really good place to be. I mentioned to you in one of my previous videos that I met a fellow YouTuber here for lunch a couple of months back, and she unexpectedly had to move, and she gifted me all of this coffee and syrup because she could not take it with her back home to Oregon. So thank you, Joe, for gifting this to me. I'm pretty sure that in the future we will enjoy some nice cups of coffee thanks to you.
backslid. You know I like it like that. The other girls in the backseat, me in the front 'cause I'm bad. And it feels like the prom, got so nervous so I got a little drunk. And they're waiting for us. Hey, you, jumping on Cadillacs. Here's to the best that we'll ever have. Everyone's watching, but we're walking in. Hey,
So excited with the way that everything turned out. I love the way it's organized. It's just extremely functional. Now I need to work on the top, and I am completely unsure of how I want to decorate this. For sure, the coffee maker goes up top, but other than that, I'm not sure what it is I want to put up here. I need to keep it very, very minimal. My first thought was plants. Plants are very, very minimal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the before. This is what this space was looking like, and now the after. I am really thrilled with the way it turned out. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got some inspiration to clean, declutter, and organize a space in your home.
One of my many skills, I'm making things up, all in my mind, 'cause I analyze their body language. I hear every change in their tone. Maybe they hate me, somehow I blame me. My mama said, that's just the weight of the world. It's not personal, it's just how it works. Don't be angry for too long or get burned, 'cause that's just the weight of the world. Now, shake it off. Now, personal, it's just how it works. Now, shake it off. Now, that's just the weight of the world. I cry my eyes out over a shallow guy. Yeah, I'm feeling left out. Got no invitation last night. I analyze their body language. I hear every change in their tone. Maybe they hate me, somehow I blame me. My mama said, that's just the weight of the world. It's not personal, it's just how it works. Don't be angry for too long or get burned, 'cause that's just the way of the world. Now, shake it off. Now, personal, it's just how it is. Now, shake it off. Now, that's just the way of the world.
Hello friends, Happy New Year. Welcome to SheWolfMom 2025. This new year, I'm decluttering my small kitchen and I really want to embrace minimalism. It's something that I have been slowly working towards for a couple of years now but I feel like 2025 is the year that I finally nail it. By the end of this video, I do see minimalism peeking through, and I cannot tell you how happy it made me. I am pumped and I'm ready to keep going. In 2025, you are going to see me finally clear the clutter, make room for what matters, in order to find joy in the simple things in life. And I've talked about just living a simple life for so long now, and 2025 is the year that I bring this to fruition. So if you are someone who is looking to simplify your life, declutter your spaces, embrace minimalism, then you're definitely in the right place. We can do this together one step at a time. So make sure that you're subscribed. That way you can follow along and clean, declutter, and simplify with me. Even though I am decluttering my entire kitchen, I make sure to start small, which means I begin with one area at a time, like the drawer, the countertop, or even a shelf. This really keeps the process manageable and helps see progress a lot more quickly. So as you can see, I am starting with this cabinet here. I took everything out and set it on my counter. I was able to go through and clear out any unnecessary items and then organize what was left in a way that made sense. And I always have to think about my family when I'm organizing because the kids aren't able to reach things that are too high up in the cabinets. So I make sure to organize in a way that makes sense for my entire family and not just for myself. I also try to involve my family in the decluttering process, especially when I'm decluttering things that belong to them or items that they use also. And an example are these coffee cups. My husband is the coffee person in this house. It is not me. And so I did declutter some coffee cups. But before I did, I made sure to ask him if there was anything he absolutely wanted to keep. And so that helps me out because I won't feel like the bad person if I get rid of something that they loved and wanted to keep. I did that once before to Mikey and I felt so bad. So I lived and I learned. So it's definitely a great idea to get your family involved in decluttering. And this is everything that I've decluttered at the moment, and it is definitely a lot. The cabinets look much better. There is empty space in there, and I feel like that's what my eyes need to see, empty space. I wanted to repurpose this particular cabinet right here, and so I'm going to leave it empty until I can get a vision for what it is I want to use it for. I'm going to go ahead and start on this bottom cabinet. My bottom cabinets are extremely disorganized, and so I really want to put some type of order to them and use them with intention because I don't have a lot of space, and so I cannot be using my spaces inappropriately. Space is a really hot commodity in this home, and so I really have to organize thoughtfully. Mind you, it's taken me several attempts to get to this point, so if you are in the beginning of your decluttering journey, just know that it's not going to all happen the first time. I have been at this for about 2 years in this particular home. I have decluttered, reorganized several times, but I do realize that decluttering is an ongoing process. It's something that I have to do for the rest of my life. We have to maintain these spaces, so we may not get it right the first time, the second time, third time's a charm, but eventually it'll all come together. Currently have 2 sets of pans, so I'm going to go ahead and repurpose these. I have like a travel kit with all of the things we would use if we went out of town to a cabin, an Airbnb. We like to take our own stuff, so I'm going to make these the pots and pans that I take in that kit. I decided to make this my pot and pan cabinet once more. I had the pans in here, and then I had some pots over here. I love Dutch ovens. I have a couple of them, which I really should part ways with a few of them, but I'm not going to do that at this time. So that is my original pot and pan set. When I moved from Arizona, I left the lids at my house. And yeah, I lost the lids to that pot and pan set. I'm also noticing that one of the pans that I use most is not in that set. So I'm not sure if I have it somewhere around the house. I have not seen it. So I am considering getting a new set, something that takes less space. I've been doing some research, so if I do decide to get something new, I will get rid of these, of course, probably give them to my mom because she desperately needs a new pot and pan set. So that's what I'm going to use this. There's still some stuff that is misplaced, but I am going to work on this cabinet here and see if there's anything that I can put in that cabinet that is here on the floor.
Put all your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need a shirt though the sun has almost set. Make the most of it. I know we will dance.
I'm starting on the next cabinet. As you can see, I did leave some stuff on the floor from the prior cabinet, and that's because I don't have a home for them right now. So I'm hoping as I make space, then I'll have a lot of clarity on where I want to rehome these items. Okay, so I am checking in. It is about 2:14 on Monday, January 13th. And I'm definitely feeling a little overwhelmed. As you just saw, I broke some glass, so I had to pick that up, and I am taking a mini break. I'm definitely overwhelmed, and I didn't expect this just because I've done decluttering projects much bigger than this. But I just feel like the space issues in my home really do get to me, and so that is why I need to see my spaces empty. But then there's things that I do need. I love to cook, and so my pots and pans and Dutch ovens, those have to stay. I'm trying my hardest to be minimal, but it's hard. It's definitely hard. So I'm making progress. 2 years ago I had a whole lot more, and this is just a fraction of what I owned, but I probably am not going to be able to get this done today. I have to pick up Ileana. We have a volleyball practice, and by the time we get back, it's dinner time, and then I have to make sure that I spend time with them. So this will resume tomorrow, but I'm going to get as much done as I can now. I need to leave about 2:40 to go and get her. So let's see what we can knock out in the next 25 minutes.
Keep finding myself in these dark rooms, and I don't know how to get out now that I'm not with you. Again and again, yeah, again and again. Another bar, another night, another friend of a friend. Again and again, yeah, again and again. I can't even see the
As I'm taking items out of this cabinet, there are things that are extremely clear to me that I don't need anymore. And so I'm kind of putting those off to the side. This way, once I get up off the floor, I can just pick them up and put them in my giveaway pile. And just so you all know, I will be donating all of this to Goodwill.
Why'd you have to leave me heartless? Heartless. Girl, I love you through and through. I put you through lows. Arguments about who and who. I'm focused on me and
This is what I was able to accomplish before heading out to pick up Ileana. I actually picked her up, came home, did a little bit of organizing right here in between the time that I had to pick up Mikey. So I was really determined to get this done. I couldn't leave all of this on the floor just because it would have been chaotic for my family. I honestly got it all cleaned up a lot quicker than I thought I was, and that's because I was organizing with intention. I knew what I wanted the final result to be. I wanted everything to be a lot more minimal. I've noticed that clutter is really triggering to my mental health and my anxiety, and so I really need peace in my home. And when I say peace, I mean a peaceful environment. That peaceful feeling that you get when you walk into a space. That is what I'm trying to achieve in my kitchen. I spend so much time in my kitchen. It is unbelievable. I am that person that cooks a lot at home, and cooking causes dishes and a mess. And so it is just a constant, never ending cycle. And so I've made a few reels about this over on Instagram because I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. I am not the only mom that is constantly in her kitchen. But I feel like if I am always in my kitchen, then I want it to be a peaceful, relaxing space that I love. Along with this thought comes a couple of other things that I think about constantly, and that is just doing a few upgrades to my kitchen to make me a little bit happier. And that would be just changing out my countertops, putting a backsplash, and basically that's all that I want. So I talked to my husband about it. I gave him my rationale. I need this to be my happy space and just look aesthetically pleasing to my eye. He didn't respond, but he also didn't say no. So we'll see. We'll see what this year brings, what changes it brings to our home. But for now, I know that I'm going to keep on decluttering. I'm going to keep on seeking minimalism because that is the only way that this living situation will work. If the top of my fridge is irking any of you, don't worry, I get it. I feel the same, and that is definitely an area that I'm going to be working on. This is what everything is looking like at the moment. As you can see, I have a lot of empty space, and that is bringing so much joy to my heart. I'm going to be looking into some new food savers. The ones that I have are a little too big and bulky. And I'm also going to be looking into some new pans, and these are space-saving pans. And so as soon as I find what I'm looking for, I will definitely share that with you. This is what my kitchen is looking like at this time. Everything from this point on is all giveaway items. I just need to put them into a box. I'm now going to work on this cabinet here. This is where I used to house my pots and pans. And honestly, it was a little too small for the pots and pans, but I felt since it was right by the stove, it was easy access. But the truth of the matter is that it did not work. In here, I'm going to put all of the small appliances that I had housed in my upper cabinet. I feel like this will be a better place for them. So I'm going to go ahead and test this out, see how it works. And if it doesn't work, then I'll go to plan B. I'm going to be tallying up how many items I am getting rid of in this particular decluttering project. In a recent video, one of you asked if I did this, and I had not been doing it for my larger declutter projects because those were just extremely overwhelming. So when I was done with those projects, I was just done. But since this is a smaller one, I figured it would be a lot of fun to challenge myself and see how many items I can get rid of. I can tell you that keeping count of what you're getting rid of is extremely motivating, and setting a goal of how many items you want to part ways with is even more motivating. My goal was 50 items, but at the end of the video, I will tell you my grand total Was it 50? Was it less than 50? Or was it more than 50? I don't know. I can't tell you now, but I was extremely happy with the number that I tallied up. So definitely stay tuned till the end of the video. So I'm really excited to tell you how many items I've decluttered so far. I've been keeping tally on this piece of paper here. One of you asked me if I keep tally of what it is I'm decluttering when I am decluttering, and I was not doing that just because my decluttering projects were so big and it just would have been way too much for me to do that. But this one is a bit smaller, so I went ahead and tallied up what I've gotten rid of so far. So it's 10, 20, 35 items, and I'm gonna try to get to 50. 50 is my goal. There's a couple of things that I'm unsure about just because I know that I need to use them. I need to load up on my water, and let me show you one of the things that I'm talking about. So these flasks are something that I'm unsure of. These are really large, and I really need to start drinking a lot more water. And I do have 2 of those. So I may hold on to those just because I have some health goals that I need to achieve this year. And so those will be a good idea to keep. That way I'm not buying any in the future. So I'm gonna keep going. I still have a couple of drawers to organize and one more cabinet, and that cabinet is where I have just some miscellaneous things that I cannot store anywhere else. So let's keep going. This turned out to be my little baking corner. So I have just items in here that I would use when I'm baking, and I was excited about that. I am going to be washing these items just because there was some spilled oil on them. I have no idea how. And Ileana got a gifted waffle maker for Christmas, and so I'm going to get rid of my old waffle maker and just keep hers. I don't want to have duplicates of appliances. I definitely don't need that, and so I'll be getting rid of my waffle maker. I'm now going to work on the drawers, and I'm just kind of revisiting these drawers because I have organized them really well in the past and the system is working. There are a few things that I am going to be rehoming and then just doing a little bit of decluttering. There were some items in here that I had duplicates of, and I'm trying to avoid that. I do not need 5 bottle openers or 6 scrapers, and so I'm trying to minimize what it is I have by not keeping duplicates. One thing that I am trying to teach myself is that if there is empty space, it does not have to be used. And so it's really helping me keep a lot of my drawers emptier and just place in that drawer what needs to be in there. For whatever reason, this is really helping me organize with intention, and it really is a good feeling. I can tell you early on in my journey, I would not have thought that leaving spaces empty was so satisfying, but it definitely is. It's like a breath of fresh air. I guess SheWolfMom is finally growing up. I am now going to empty off this counter here. This is the last of what I need to get organized. A lot of it I'm just going to be throwing out, especially a lot of the holiday candies. This year, I really want to focus on my family's health. I definitely don't feel bad about trashing those items. I have a little bit of space down here, so I'm going to go ahead and put my mixer down here and see if my milk maker will fit as well. For whatever reason, I didn't record that process, but they fit under in that cabinet area really nicely. And then here's a couple of other things I'm deciding to declutter. I don't need these particular dishes anymore because I bought some new ones at Daiso, and we are loving eating out of a smaller bowl. It's really helped us to control portion sizes. These are my kids' ramen bowls. This is their collection. And so I'm going to put these in a different cabinet just because it's a little crowded where they are now, and so these will go in this cabinet here. And so whenever you're organizing and decluttering and you have empty spaces, it allows you just to organize a lot more thoughtfully, and these definitely worked better in this space right here. I do have 2 sets of plates in that cabinet, and that is just because I have my Christmas set up at the top, and that's where I store them. One of you mentioned that I should get a magnetic knife holder just because of space purposes, and I actually did purchase one. And this is it right here. I absolutely love that it looks like wood and not metal. It's just a lot more aesthetically pleasing to my eye. We are now at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I truly appreciate you taking the time to be here, and I hope that you found some inspiration and helpful tips to simplify your life and your spaces. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd love for you to join me on this journey towards a simpler and more intentional life. And for all of my returning viewers, thank you so much for joining me in this thing called life. And here is my final tally. I actually gave away 75 items. I am so excited. I will see you all in the next one. Hugs.